in a quiet nursery filled with toys of every kind, there lived a little Velveteen Rabbit. He wasn't flashy like the mechanical toys or sleek like the tin soldiers. His fur was soft, but starting to wear thin, and his pink satin ears had creases from being hugged. The boy who owned him loved him at first, but as new toys arrived, the rabbit was often forgotten, left to sit on the corner of the toy shelf. One day, the rabbit asked the wise old skin horse, the oldest toy in the nursery, a question that had been on his mind. "What does it mean to be real?" he asked. "Real isn't about how you made," the skin horse replied gently. "It's something that happens when a child truly loves you for a long, long time. When they love you so much that you become more than a toy. But it doesn't happen all at once. And sometimes, it hurts." "Does it hurt to be real?" the rabbit wondered aloud. "Sometimes," said the skin horse. "But when you are real, it's worth it." ULLC. The rabbit didn't quite understand, but he hoped that one day, he could be real too. Time passed, and one evening the boy couldn't find his favorite mechanical toy. Instead, he reached for the Velveteen Rabbit. That night, the boy hugged the rabbit tightly as he fell asleep, and for the first time, the rabbit felt warm and important. From that night on, the boy took the rabbit everywhere, into the garden, on adventures, and even to bed each night. The rabbit's fur grew shabbier, and his seams stretched, but he didn't mind. He was happy. One summer day, the boy fell ill with scarlet fever. The rabbit stayed by his side, never leaving him. As the boy whispered stories and dreams to him, the rabbit didn't care if he was worn out or forgotten again. He only cared about the boy. When the boy finally recovered, the doctor said everything the boy had touched, including the rabbit, needed to be burned to prevent the illness from spreading. The rabbit was left in a sack in the garden, waiting to be thrown away. He felt heartbroken. Was this the end of his story? As he sat alone, a single tear rolled down his shabby face. That tear fell to the ground, and from it, a beautiful flower grew. Out of the flower appeared a magical fairy. "Velveteen Rabbit," she said kindly, "because you have been loved so deeply, and because you loved in return, I will make you real." The fairy touched the rabbit with her wand, and suddenly, he felt different. His worn fur was replaced with soft, real fur, and his limbs could move like a real rabbit's. He leapt joyfully into the forest. One day, the boy saw a rabbit in the garden that looked strangely familiar. The rabbit didn't stop to explain, but he knew in his heart that he was now truly real, and his journey of love had given him a life of his own.